Hi, my friends, it's Lucia Mizzoni. Today I'm filming this short video completely unprepared. Normally I have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I'm just gonna talk about a topic that's really important to me and to my clients, and it comes more and more into their interaction with my clients or the people I meet, or even simply by interacting with people that I meet or my friends. And it's the need for feedback, the constant need of approval or acknowledgement from others, be it colleagues or a boss or friends, the need that we want to be told somehow that we're doing well or get a reaction from our action and sort of be acknowledged in whatever we do. And this needs really is a need that is starts with being a child, and it's a need that is necessary for survival. A children depends on parents for their physical survival, and therefore they need to feel safe and reassured that their needs are going to be looked after. Whilst though, when we're born, we have the certainty that those needs will be met. What happens as we grow up is we encounter experiences where our needs are fundamentally not met. And this is part of a process of growing up, and this can happen on a different level of a scale. It can be a normal sort of level where our mom is on the phone and she can't give attention 24 hours a day. Yes, that could trigger a certain belief, or a child wants to be looked at where you're doing something that is amazing and exceptional and they want to share, but the parents are distracted by other things. It could be the TV, the telephone, or talking to other people. And it could be obviously on a much more serious scale where there is neglect, there is detachment, there is lack of interest towards children from parents caused by stress or other more serious and sort of dysfunctional situations. But ultimately, we all come to a point as we grow up where we are made feel not important and not good enough. And this is something that all humans share as a journey to becoming adults. And that becomes a belief that then shapes our life. And somehow, somewhat, we all have to deal with it. And many don't deal with it proactively by looking into it, deconstructing it, removing that belief. And unfortunately, in those circumstances, then that belief turns into our lives. And it affects everything we do, but most importantly, the way we interpret everything that happens to us. So I've said before in my previous videos that what shapes us is not the events in themselves, but the meaning we give to those events. And we can only give meanings to what happens to us based on the value system that we carry. And if those values are those that we shaped while growing up, and between those values there is the belief that we're not good enough, we're not important, we go about life trying to fill that void. So trying both to feel important and feel good enough by pursuing different avenues, which could be dysfunctional, like overspending, overeating, compulsive behavior, or they could manifest with stress, psychosomatic stress, insomnia, and different types of dysfunction. Or we could, we could constantly seek approval. So that fundamental belief that we're good enough could put us in a position where we are needy. We are looking for filling that void and shaping that belief in a different way through our partner, constant reaffirmation how great we are, how good we look, what good people we are, and we relate to people in a needy fashion. And I've come across that a lot, both in my therapeutic work or outside in social situation, where people are touchy about other people's opinion. They become quite paranoid. They get offended very easily. So, and I'm sure you see that a lot. These people come from a place of lack of self-belief, and they feel not enough. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel important. Therefore, they interpret everything that happens to them reconduct to that underlying core belief of which they may not even be conscious of. For example, you are in the street, you're talking to a friend, and somebody passes by, you say hi, and they don't even turn to say hi back. And then, you can hear yourself say, you see, I told you that person doesn't like me, she can't stand me, or he can't stand me. But that's necessarily not true, is it? There could be 100 reasons why that person hasn't said hi back. It could be that person is distracted, is thinking of something else, is worried about something, or totally in their world going about their life. It could be they don't have a good hearing, or they don't have a good eyesight, or simply they haven't seen you or heard you. But the first meaning you give to that lack of hi is a negative meaning. So the message of today is reconduct every action, every thought to yourself. Work on yourself. Forget about people's actions in reaction to you. It is never about you. And I've said this before, and I'll say it forever. It is never about what you've done that causes somebody else's reaction. It's always about them. As much as your reactions, you're the only one responsible for. Your interpretations are yours only. If somebody is mean or rude or indifferent to you, it's about them. It's about their journey. It's about their process. If you are, putting out there good energy, you're a nice person, you're behaving nicely, it cannot be about you if somebody's not nice to you. And if somebody's intentionally and obviously unpleasant to you, still, it's not about you. It is about them, because their need to put you down comes from their place of need and problems and issues, dissatisfaction with their life. It is never about you. What I am going to also highlight here is the importance for those of you that have children to really start introducing this message to children from a very young age. And an example I want to bring here is I'm just going through a part of the year where school is coming to an end and the children are handed their end of the year reports. And I am really, really adamant that parents do not focus on the actual grade, the actual number. It could be a letter, it could be a number. My children have got their reports. They are great results because they have worked hard and it's very pleasing to read. Yet, I have made a very conscious effort on not talking about the number, not talking about the letter, but of talking about what they've enjoyed most, what were the most interesting things they learned, what were the most frustrating experiences, what was the boring bit, what was the less boring bit, what do they want to do more of. And I've tried to highlight to them the work they put into it and the work they could put into it for the next year, the areas where they can expand their knowledge and grow as children and, expand themselves. I have not made comments on the number and on the letters because that is not them. And had the reports not been good, I would have done exactly the same. I am so passionate about not focusing on the grade, not focusing on the sticker, not focusing on the outcome of the process. In fact, focusing on the actual process is essential. What has gone before coming to that outcome. I don't want my children, I don't want anybody to be dependent on any other person's acknowledgement or approval. I want them to take responsibility for their learning and for themselves, as much as an adult to myself, but also to the people I encounter through my clinic and socially and everywhere really. Let's take it back in our hands. Let's take ownership of ourselves and our journey. Let's free ourselves of people's feedback. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you whatsoever. The most important thing that matters is what you think of yourself. And as I said before, and I always tell my clients, the most important words are the words you tell yourself. One day when you're older and you may have lived a life feeling that you were missing some key words from your parents, like you're great, you're a great child, you're beautiful, you're pretty, you're clever, whatever. You will have lived a life thinking that if you'd heard those words from your parents, things would have been different. But it isn't true. The most important words are the words you tell yourself. Imagine having your mother, your father with you right now, telling you every single minute of the day. They've moved into your house and they're telling you every every minute how great you are, how amazing you are, how clever you are, how accomplished you are, how proud they are of you. How long would you be able to tolerate that for? You know, it varies, but I don't think for very long. Sometimes we think we need things that we actually don't need. And to take it back in your hands is so empowering. It's so freeing. It's so liberating. We don't need what we think we need. All we need is to tell ourselves what we want, what we need to hear. It's already within us because it's all there. It's all ready. We just have to verbalize it internally and also out loud. And I want my clients and I want my children to grow up with a sense of um, self-esteem, for sure, self-respect, but also self-love. And this is not in view of becoming detached from the world and becoming isolated, or, I'm not pushing and for pursuing an individualistic world where we're not interacting, we're not taking feedback whatsoever. In fact, on the contrary, when we reach that place of self-love, self-acceptance, and we cherish and embrace ourselves, that is the only place, that is the only way we can connect to other people. That is the only place where we can truly empathize with people's pain, people's sorrow, people's desperation. We can only connect, genuinely and truly connect, when we've reached that place where we are at peace, we are loving of ourselves, because only then we can love others. And you can only love others to the degree that you love yourself. So all this work that I do on myself, on my children, on the clients, and the people I meet, has the purpose, as a bigger purpose, and it's not even an intentional purpose or a project. It has a beautiful, amazing outcome once, even once we strive to reach that level, and once it's reached, and it's the purpose of connectedness with the whole. So let's take ownership of our journey. Let's shift away from people's opinion and feedback, because it truly doesn't matter. It truly does not add or take away from you. And that can make us free from dependency, free from sadness, free from pain. It makes us free to be in charge of our lives. And what a great place to aspire to be, isn't it? So for yourself, for your children, for the overall good, take charge of your own thoughts. Tell yourself what you want to hear. What you wanted to hear from your parents, you can actually tell yourself right now. You can write it down, stick it on a mirror, like I have done, like I tell my clients to do, and repeat it. Because yet again, I will say that again as well, the mind learns by repetition. So repeat those words constantly, and they will become your truth. So I hope that was interesting. I hope that will be giving you some food for thoughts. I'm Lucia Mizzoni. You can find me on YouTube, of course. Click the like button if you do, and subscribe to my channel, and visit my website at luciamizzoni.com. But you can also reach me on email. It's info@luciamizzoni.com if you want to have a chat, a conversation. I'm always open to that. And I do give 20 minutes free consultation to all the people that are interested in working with me and having hypnotherapy or coaching. I'm there for you. So have a great day. And as always, be bold.